The deathcore band from New Jersey, Lorna Shore, has finally released some new music, and by finally I mean it's been like a year and a half since they came out with their last album, Immortal. I really wanted to do a review on that album, but I just kind of missed it. I'd only been doing reviews for about 2 months at the time. My YouTube channel had only been around for about 2 months. I'd only done maybe 5, 6, 7 reviews at the very most when Immortal came out. I just didn't really find myself understanding the music and how to really get out what I wanted to say about it. So I was still a baby reviewer. So when it came out, I just didn't really know what to do with it. It was too much for me. So I've been anticipating Lorna Shore coming out with some new stuff. So finally, they're coming out with some new music. This band has also seen its fair share of vocalists come and go. So with the new album comes a new vocalist. On this album, titled "And I Return to Nothing," it is going to be debuting Will Ramos, who is taking over for CJ McCrary, who got kicked out of the band in like the end of December or something like that after sexual abuse allegations came up against him about like ex-girlfriend or something or the other. And the band was like, we just don't want to be a part of this. So they just kicked him out, which was a smart idea, even though he's fantastic. But now it's time to see what Will can do. At first, I thought To The Hellfire was about depression or something along those lines, but I'm not really 100% sure. I think it might be more like a concept thing, because in the chorus, it mentions Azrael, who is a Islamic, Arabic angel of death. He's one of the 4 archangels. He is one of the angels that comes and takes the soul out of the body and ushers it into the afterlife. And I really do, I appreciate the concept of the album name "And I Return to Nothingness" mixed with the song title "To The Hellfire," and just it's like an invitation. That's what this song feels. It's like an invitation, and it's like the perfect representation of what this album is going to be, I think. And it's kind of it's one of the best singles I've heard come out from a band like this with this kind of it just works so well, and I really appreciate it. It's a nice touch. To The Hellfire starts out with an acoustic guitar, which kind of reminds me of like a traditional black death metal song in a way, or maybe even like an Infant Annihilator song, to be honest. Reminds me a lot of like Blasphemian, the little intro section of that song. I might be wrong on which song it is, but I believe it's Blasphemian. The electric guitar comes in and it adds a little bit more to the melody, but it still sounds pretty haunting and melancholy. It just feels very dark, like something ominous is coming. And then the distorted vocals come in. We already know what Lorna Shore really sounds like musically, so when the vocals come in, that's kind of like where it's like, okay, like what are they going to be about now? How is it going to sound? Things like that. And the vocals are distorted, a little bit higher, a little bit of a fry on them. They don't really stand out too much from the mix, but God, they just fit so well with the music, just how haunting it is. Fits like the kind of theme of Hellfire, and it's got like a little bit of like an evilness, demonic thing going on. It just works so well. The breakdown that comes before the pre-chorus is kind of unexpected, but it's got a good flow to it, especially for a Lorna Shore breakdown. Just to me, their breakdowns always feel a little wonky, kind of out of place, and placed inside of the song, it just doesn't really fit the rest of the song all that well all the time. So this one, it sounds great. I love how they're able to bring it in as a surprise, but it still fits, and it's got a purpose to it, it seems like. And then once the pre-chorus comes in, it's got some fast guitar work and some blast beats, which are going on throughout this entire song anyways, but it's got a good build-up going into the chorus, which is phenomenal. The harmonies come in so strong, and it really draws you in, and it pulls out that melancholy emotion that it wants you to feel. And even the vocals, which maintain their presence and general sound, become a little bit more musical in a sense too. The bridge is almost like a mixture of like the chorus, the melancholiness of the chorus, and the frantic, kind of panicky sense of the verses. It's a beautiful mixture of the two. And then the second breakdown comes in directly after it. It's heavy, brutal, extremely slow, but also really short, which is nice too, because then it doesn't feel like too wonky. It doesn't feel too out of place. It just lasts long enough for it to just crush you, basically. And I really enjoy how there's always this like little harmony hanging out in the background. The melody plays out fantastically throughout the whole song, and even when the guitar solo comes in, there's almost like a change of pace It's like the song becomes a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit more hopeful, and like the melancholy just lifts just a little bit and you feel a little bit better. The outro is easily the heaviest and most unnerving part of the entire song. There's a lot of yells and grunts and squeals, all kinds of different vocal sounds going on as the music becomes heavier and slower as well. It's kind of like the narrator has finally reached the hellfire. I honestly think it's going to take some time to really get used to Will, especially if you're a fan of Tom Barber or CJ, and now they're switching it up again. But I mean, really, I think he killed it. It's not really my cup of tea vocally, but he fit the theme of the song. He fit the mix, the music. He just isn't overpowering. He doesn't shine through it all. It's just a complete package, and he works so well with it. As far as the music goes, I mean, it's Lorna Shore. It's great. The verses are very fast. They feel frantic and panicked. Like there's this impending doom thing that's happening, but it's happening really fast and like right now. And then once you get to the chorus, it chills out, becomes a little bit more mellow, but also you feel just sadness. You really feel it, and I believe that has a lot to do with the music as well, and the sick harmonies that I keep going on about. It's overall just a really good song. My only issue probably would be is the vocal mix, and there isn't really any standout parts musically. Everything's just kind of meshed together. A lot of blast beats, a lot of really fast guitar playing, but nothing stands out too much other than breakdowns. And every once in a while, like a guitar part will really shine through. The guitar solo sounds sick, so it does have that going for it. So with all that said, I gotta give To The Hellfire by Lorna Shore a 4.3 out of 5. But I want to know what you guys think. Honestly, I can't really see anybody disliking this song unless if they just really don't like Will Ramos. But at the same time, I'm not like a longtime fan of this band. I haven't really been all that into them for a very long time. Immortal was the first thing I really listened to, and it was fantastic. From the sounds of it, I don't know if they're going to be able to outdo that album. But I mean, this is a good start, especially like the whole concept and just the way how they kicked it off. I think it sounds pretty good. And if you haven't listened to this song yet, I'm going to leave a link for it down in the description below. It's kind of long, it's like 6 minutes, but go ahead and give it a listen. Let me know what you think and what you would rate it. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to give it a like. Leave a comment below letting me know what I should review next. Please don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell icon, especially if you enjoy metal music and you leave a request. And doing any of those things helps out my channel tremendously, and I am forever grateful for all of you who are subscribed and continue to come back and leave comments and requests and like my videos and have discussions in the comments. I appreciate you guys more than you could ever imagine, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day or night whenever you happen to be watching this, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
I was